circular instead of squarish.
I've noticed that when I've been on planes recently that the neat checkerboard patterns of farm plots have transformed themselves into a pie shape. I have an explanation for it too, Dave. The circular pattern yields more crops. Circular planting artificially increases the surface area of a field. In a circular planting cycle, farmers can plant seeds closer to each other and end up with more product.
Circular farm plots are the result of modern irrigation techniques. In a circular plot, it's easier and less expensive to water the area with just one pipe that rotates from the center and irrigates the plot.
The logic of that bluff escapes me. It seems to me that you could water a square plot with just one pipe too. It boils down to economics, but not for water, for gasoline. The real reason for circular farm plots is the machinery used in sowing and reaping the crops. It's called contour plowing. It saves a lot of energy and money to drive rotary farm machines in a circular motion rather than side to side. I learned that mowing lawns. It's the same idea as most baseball diamonds you see today. You can tell that they were mowed circularly.
Which one of these answers do you agree with? Adam says that circular planting increases the surface area of a plot and yields more crops. Betty says circular plots are the result of modern irrigation techniques. And Cal says that it's a matter of economics, and circular plots save gasoline and energy. Only one of our panel is telling the truth here. You have 10 seconds to decide which one it is. The correct answer is Betty's.
Dave, squarish plots require lateral movement systems in which one huge pipe travels back and forth to irrigate the field. Center pivot systems require only one water source at the center of the field. Pipes must still move, but they travel only the relatively short distances around the pivots.
What do farmers end up doing with the corners of the circle where the water wheel doesn't reach?
Well, usually farmers either plant crops that don't require irrigation, or they don't farm that area at all. If farmers want to spend the money, they can buy auxiliary arms, which can water the areas beyond the reach of the center pivot. All right, my friends, let's break new ground and forge ahead to our next question. Many questions in my new book deal with a wholesome and nutritious subject, milk. Imponderable number 3. What's the difference between skim and non-fat milk?
I think the dairy industry saw all the different permutations of colas, diet, caffeine-free, clear, and they figured that the more kinds of milk they could produce, the more people would buy. Dave, the government regulates how the dairy industry labels its different brands of milk. It depends on the amount of milk fat in the product. Skim milk has less than 0.5% of milk fat. Non-fat milk has between 0.5% and 1% milk fat. I suppose it's the dairy equivalent of non-alcoholic beer, which actually does contain alcohol, though just a little.
Adam is wrong here. Skim milk and non-fat milk are just two different names for the exact same thing. Milk with less than 0.5% milk fat. My two competitors sure have a habit of complicating simple answers.
It's not complicated, it's the way things are. Different breeds of cow give milk with different levels of milk fat content. Skim milk is obtained only from the Guernsey or Jersey breed of cows, who have a higher fat content. When separated from the cream, this skim milk still has between 1 and 2% milk fat. Non-fat milk comes from all other breeds of cows, and usually has less than 1% milk fat.
Let's attempt to separate the wheat from the chaff, or maybe I should say the milk from the cream here. Adam says the government demands that skim milk have less fat than non-fat milk. Betty thinks there is no difference between the two. And Cal says skim milk can come only from the Guernsey and Jersey breeds of cow. With whom do you agree? You have 10 seconds to decide. Betty gave the correct answer.
Dave, there's absolutely no difference between skim and non-fat milk. In most states, whole milk is defined as milk with at least 3.25% butterfat. Low-fat milk has anywhere between 0.5 and 3.5%, and skim or non-fat has less than 0.5% butterfat.
That's right, Betty. In practice, all the fat possible is eliminated from skim or non-fat milk. And any non-fat milk that is shipped interstate must contain added vitamin A. Number 4. Why are pigs roasted with an apple in their mouths?
Could we just go on to the next question?